Good evening, everybody. Obi here with Lionstrong Fitness Global, and I want to thank you for tuning in for another video, guys. So, without further ado, let's get into the topic. Guys, freedom is something we all want. We want freedom in all realms. We want freedom when it comes to our fitness, our finances, and with anything else that you would really desire. But people don't think and understand that even though it is accomplishable, it is something that is attainable, it's only attained through systems, through a structure. And I say that to say because when you're able to take something and follow it to a T, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what's going on in a particular day, whether there be craziness or anything that you're dealing with in life, it's important to understand that when you have that structure, right, that structure, when followed to a T, creates what's called discipline. When you're able to consistently adhere to that discipline, that becomes automatic. It becomes something like the back of your hand. You don't think about it. And when you can compound this on a regular basis and stack up these wins, so to speak, that's when you get to your goal. Okay? So, guys, I make this video because this is something that I feel strongly about and has been quite the embodiment in my life, in my existence, and why I do what I do, and why I'm driven to help people all around the world reach their goals. And the way I do that is, of course, I coach people, many people, but I do make programs and I do create those systems in which those who are not able to work with me in person, they're able to experience the gift and that structure and that system worldwide. It's all about trying to put yourself in the best position to get what you want. Okay? And I say that, guys, for us to understand and to be mindful that when it comes to transforming your body, right, it's similar to having a GPS destination or putting in the destination on some type of mapping system or Google Maps or Waze, whatever you use. Because you can't vision something, you can't see something or picture it in your mind if you don't really have the roadmap to get there. I think when it comes to training, comes to fitness, people basically, throw whatever at the wall and hoping that things stick. And there's three phases of that. I was just thinking about this today. You have exercising, you have working out, and you have training. Now what's the difference between all of them? Because you would probably hear this and think that, well, aren't they all the same? I mean, exercising, working out, training, they're all the same, right? Well, to a degree, it is physical activity, but there's more nuance to it. Okay? And the nuance comes down to effort. It comes down to effort, consistency, and structure. Okay? When you exercise, you're just going through the motions. You're just doing whatever gets your heart rate up, right? You're just trying to get movement, as they say, because all they say is movement matters. Okay? And then there's working out, which is, you're just simply trying a little bit harder now, giving more effort, but still you're all over the place. You don't really know what you're doing. You're just going online and just copying whatever this person does because that's what he does, right? But we don't understand why that person's doing it. And now we get into the training, which has that structure, has that roadmap that we talked about. Because see, guys, oftentimes we feel better about what we're doing when we know how to get there, right? And a lot of you guys out there don't know what the hell you're doing, but you don't want to ask. You don't want to seek out the help. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that. And just know that when you do that, when you're able to follow something that removes thinking, or removes apprehension, or removes, the having to go through the phase of just spinning your wheels and doing different things all the time. Is this working? Is that working? See, when people jump from one thing to the next, right, because they want to try something different, they're doing that because they don't know if it works. okay? You don't know if it works unless you try it, obviously. But if you don't really have any type of structure there, you don't have confidence at it working, or you don't know if you're going to be wasting your time, and that's understandable. That's why it's important that you keep in mind and try to have an idea what you want, and understand and do the best to really figure out if what you're doing is going to get you there. And see, guys, I offer that. That's why I make my programs, is because I understand your pain. I understand how frustrating it is. I mean, guys, I started training when I was 12 years old. I'm 33 now. I'll be 34 next year. And man, it's been quite a ride. I enjoyed it, but I'd be lying to you if I told you that there weren't any hiccups along the way, because there were. But at the same time, guys, what got me through, what allowed me to make progress, is the simple fact that my mind works like this. And mind you, I do want to preface this by saying that, believe it or not, I wasn't someone who people would look at and thought that guy's gifted. I know now they say that now because of the way I look, but I'm telling you guys, if I can take you back in time, short, average looking, in terms of my build, but you know what? I had that vision, man. I knew what I wanted, but I did so much research that I knew how to get there. And most importantly, because of all the research I've done, because of all the groundwork I've done, I knew I can get there, and I knew when I get there, and I felt good about it, which further fueled my drive to continue working towards my goal. And I was able to do that, guys, and that enthusiasm that I had back then hasn't changed today. It hasn't changed today, and so much so that I'm able to affect the lives and help people all over the world, and it truly is a blessing. And when I make these videos, guys, I make these videos because, I want to become a resource for you to utilize if you are that person who's just running in circles. And there's many of you guys out there, and that's okay. Okay, I just want to have this community so that way, you guys can always reach out to me. You can always ask me questions. I always want to be here, and I always want you guys to know that, when you feel stuck, when you feel that, you're not really progressing the way you want to, it really comes down to not so much the fact that you're lazy, because I think people oftentimes like to throw these names. You're lazy, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. I was on TikTok today, and I made a video. And guys, if you guys don't follow my TikTok, I highly suggest it. I make a lot of good videos, 3-minute videos talking about different nuanced topics, not just the surface level stuff. But I had a person leave in one of my comments and said that, if you're not exercising, if you don't like doing cardio, and have a good diet, they won't see no results. Well, guys, I mean that's obvious, right? That's obvious. But what I find disingenuous is coming from somebody who doesn't have that problem. When I make these videos, I make it for people who do, and there's many of us out there. And I empathize because I was once that person. That's why I'm able to put myself in your guys' shoes, and instead of talking about the obvious problem, which I can point out all day, I'm all about creating those solutions. And those solutions I create is those systems. And I think that once you can follow something that you can do to a T, you can simply open it and just start doing your training. You don't have to worry about thinking too much. All my programs, guys, I just use dumbbells because I want to keep it simple. I want to put you in a situation to where it doesn't matter if you're on vacation, if you're at Disneyland, if you're at this hotel, if you're in the Caribbean. Every place you go to, guys, every gym, fitness center, or even at your home, you have dumbbells. And if not, you can go get some. They're not expensive, and it's a good investment to make because you'll always have them. But just knowing that no matter where you go, you can always get that work in, guys. And it takes you less than a half hour. I mean, we all can squeeze that in. And I designed it that way, guys, because I just know that we're going to have days where, we're going to have those days where we don't feel like doing it. I'm tired today. It's all good, guys. I get tired too. But I just want you to know that when you have that plan in place, when you have that structure, that's what's really going to help you move forward. And I think that's what it comes down to, guys. Once you have that structure, have that system, it's going to allow you to, be where you want to be. So, guys, I just wanted to make that video. I feel strong about that. And just guys know that when I talk about this stuff, I'm just talking on top of my head and just really trying to make a connection with you guys, because I do understand that when it comes to training, I think people have this surface level mindset. All you have to do is eat right and work out. That, yes, but I'd be lying to you if when people say that. I do hate that. All you have to do is this. Well, if it were that easy, right, most people wouldn't be stuck. Okay, so I make these videos once again because I understand what it's like, but I always say to myself, I want to be a part of the solution, not the problem. Okay, and by making these videos, and for those of you who watch, I'm thankful for it. We can be a part of that solution. So anyway, guys, I don't want the video to be too long. We're at 10 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There'll be more to come. If you guys haven't subscribed to my other social media, it's Lionstrong Fitness Global on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. My email address is lionstrongceo@gmail.com. So I'll come with more information. You guys can email me if you have questions. And check out my website, lionstrongfitness.net. And if you go to lionstrongfitness.net/fusion, you can check out all my fusion training programs that I make that are, people worldwide have used. They love it. I have people in Brazil, Asia. It's really humbling that the fact that you're able to create something that's so easy to follow, but most importantly, is impactful but sustainable. That's what it's all about. But yeah, guys, this is Obi here, Lionstrong CEO with Lionstrong Fitness Global. And thank you guys, as always, for watching my video. You don't have to. You can be anywhere else, but you guys are here with me right now. You guys take care. Again, reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm always here. See you guys on the next video, okay? Thank you. See you later.